Hello everybody, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Ben Jordan Paranormal Investigator. Case 1. Yes, it's a short Let's Play, this is only the third video. And yeah, I done goofed because I had this all recorded yesterday and ready, and for some reason my microphone just did not work. So none of that got recorded, and since I like to do live commentary, I'll just do this again, that's not that hard. Anyway, what I was missing before is now that this guy's distracted, you can take his sign.
You quickly take the sign into your possession.
Mwahaha. Gotta love kleptomania.
You open up the brochure and look at the map.
Now let's go back to the forest. And we can use this sharp stick to stab the tree.
Feeling no remorse, you viciously stab the tree with the pointed end of the picket sign. If the environmentalist saw what you were using his sign for, he'd kill you.
Oh, the irony. So now we actually have some fresh sap, so we can use that on the hair.
Being careful not to get any on your hands, you soak the hair in the sap.
And then we can use it to make a necklace.
You manage to weave the sticky hair into a necklace and attach it to the shark tooth.
Dang, Ben, you a Boy Scout or something? Alright, so we have a necklace, now we just have to get it, quote-unquote, blessed. Hahaha, yeah, you know what's coming.
You open up the brochure and look at the map.
So let's go back to the visitor center. And we're gonna get it blessed by this work of art right over here. Get over there. There we go.
It's a startlingly lifelike animatronic robot that...
I just love this thing. Alright.
You place the amulet in the robot's hand.
Is it racist how hilarious I think this thing is? Just, I don't know.
With the amulet on the robot, you insert the quarter and hope this does the trick.
Hello, welcome to Everglades National Park. I am Sharpen Sawgrass, the shaman. For your generous donation, I will now give you good fortune by performing the blessing dance.
That's right, shaman, work it, work it.
After the robot concludes its little jig, you remove the amulet from its hand. It hasn't exactly been blessed by an authentic shaman, but you hope Rick won't notice.
You see, when I'm up in the club, that is exactly how I dance, right there, and that gets all the ladies. So anyway, enough political incorrectness for this episode. Let's go give that necklace to Ranger Rick.
You open up the brochure and look at the map.
Alright, see how it's glowing? That's because, you know, it was blessed by that guy twerking it. So, give it to Rick.
Here, I got you your amulet.
Hey, great. Okay, we'll be ready to go as soon as I get a few supplies together.
Sweet.
I'll meet you outside the station in a few minutes then.
Here we are. This area is where we found all the other victims of the Skunk Ape.
And we're going to camp here?
Yeah, the Skunk Ape is probably nearby. I think this will be a good place to start tracking him from.
How exactly are we going to find him?
We'll go out looking for him later. In the meantime, I'm gonna start setting up the tent. You can look around if you want, but be careful you don't get lost. It may not seem like it, but it's really easy to lose your way out there. In fact, here, take my compass. It should come in handy.
Thanks, I guess.
Alright, we got a compass. And before we go tracking that thing ourselves, there's one more thing we need.
Rick brought along his backpack, presumably where he's keeping the supplies. Rick is currently setting up the tent.
Alright, so a little bit more kleptomania. Let's go searching through his backpack.
You look through Rick's backpack and find a small bottle of nasal decongestant.
Hey, Rick, mind if I borrow this for a little while?
Not a problem. Be my guest.
Seriously, Ben, you search through that backpack and the most useful thing you can find is nasal spray. Well, yeah, that actually will end up being useful. Just wait and see. Alright, so there's a forest, and if you just wander around, you'll end up like Link in the Lost Woods. So, what you want to do? Well, first let's take a look at this compass.
It's Rick's trusted stainless steel compass. He gave it to you so you wouldn't get lost.
Stainless steel compass, remember that. Anyway, let's, use these, this is, decongestant.
You spray the nasal decongestant in your nose and take a deep breath. That sure cleared out your sinuses.
Now we have a smell icon. Now what is this, Space Quest 5? Alright.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Yep, there we go. We can find the Skunk Ape by smelling it out. Which we can say the sage advice has finally worked out for us.
You take a deep breath. You think you smell something to the north.
But yeah, in some of the Space Quest games, like, there will actually be a smell and taste icon along with, like, everything else. And they're completely useless except for just some funny lines from the narrator.
You inhale deeply. There's definitely something smelly to the east.
Alright, let's go east. And yeah, even if you just follow the same directions as I am without using the congestant,
You take a
it won't
deep
work.
breath. You think you smell something to the north.
Let's go north.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Let's go west. I love how forests in video games always lined up in neat little paths like this.
Getting a lung full of air, you determine that there's an odor coming from the south.
Dang it, we were just there. We just went around in a circle. Thank you.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Alright, I think this is it, or there might be one more. Yeah, there should be one
You
more.
take a deep breath. You think you smell something to the north.
No, okay. This next one coming up is the last one.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Alright. We made it.
It's a large mound made from dried leaves and grass, plastered together with mud. It definitely isn't natural. Someone, or something, built it. A dark entrance leads further into the mound. You can smell a faint but foul odor coming from within.
Man, I bet this is where the Skunk Ape lives. What should we do? Should we go get Ranger Rick? Nah, let's go inside. Why the heck not?
Upon entering the mound, you're struck with a distinct odor of rotten eggs, moldy cheese, and dung.
Man, it stinks in here. I guess I found the Skunk Ape's lair.
Alright, let's take a look around.
There's a small pile of bones on the ground. They look distinctly human.
Bones, let's take one.
You don't want anything to do with the bones. They give you a very uneasy feeling.
Or not. Yeah, that'd give me an uneasy feeling too.
On the wall are some dark red stains. You suddenly get a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach.
I wonder what they are.
You'd rather not investigate the stains any further. In the center of the lair is a large hole. Unfortunately, it's too dark to see how deep it is or if there's anything in it.
Well, I don't care, let's go inside.
It's not a very good idea to stick your hand into dark and potentially dangerous places, so you don't.
That sounded dirty. Alright, sorry.
A large pile of dried grass and leaves is assembled in the corner. This must be where the skunk ape sleeps, especially if the smell is any indication.
Let's see if we can find anything useful.
Searching the nest, you find a large stick.
Alright. So, let's see, we have a dark hole, we have a stick, we have a flint arrowhead, and a steel compass. So, a BuzzFeed.
Striking the steel compass and flint arrowhead together creates a spark.
And we get a spark in our inventory. I don't know how that works, but it does. When you mention the character, do not question it.
You strike the compass and arrowhead and light the stick with the resulting spark.
Now we have a flaming stick in our pants. You should probably get that looked at, Ben.
Your heart beating quickly, you toss the lit stick into the pit.
And what will we find? What the? Is that what I think it is?
Rick,
What's the matter, Ben? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I found the Skunk Ape's lair.
Was it inside?
Luckily, no. But I looked around and found a big hole in the ground. Inside the hole, I found a whole bunch of packets of cocaine.
Cocaine? Are you sure?
Well, I doubt the Skunk Ape is collecting sugar.
Why would there be a stash of drugs in the Skunk Ape's lair?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, good job on your discovery, Ben. I'm sure we'll figure out the deal with the drugs.
So what do we do now?
We should check out the lair together, but I think we should wait until dark, just in case the Skunk Ape is around. We have a better chance of not being detected under the cover of darkness.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I've just finished setting up camp. Why don't you get a fire started and we'll cook some dinner?
Alright, I'm on it.
Guess the Skunk Ape has a monkey on his back.
And I realized that a career in international relations wasn't what I wanted, so I decided to become a freelance paranormal investigator.
That's an interesting career option. I don't think there'd be much call for that sort of thing nowadays. But then here you are, so I guess you made the right choice.
I've been wondering about something. Has the Skunk Ape ever been active before this set of attacks?
Not that I can remember. I mean, there were stories about it, but never any actual evidence of its existence.
It's weird that it would just start attacking people for no reason. Well, maybe not no reason. There has to be some explanation for the drugs in the cave.
Speaking of which, I think it's about time we headed over there and checked it out. Have you got your rifle handy?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
You know how to use it, right?
Well, no, actually. I've never really fired a gun before.
You better let me carry it then, just in case we get into trouble.
Okay, here you go.
Alright, let's get going.
Worst paranormal investigator ever. Has
So
no
this is
idea
it,
what
huh?
he's doing.
This is it.
Are you sure it's a good idea to be going in alone?
If the Skunk Ape is in there, I'll just come back out.
Okay, I've got you covered.
Yeah, perfect plan. Alright.
Rick looks slightly nervous. You can't really blame him considering the circumstances. Now is the time for action, not words.
Let's go in. And maybe we can snag a bag of cocaine while we're in there. You know, it's just lying there. Don't want it to go to waste or anything.
Much to your relief, you see that the Skunk Ape has not returned to its lair yet. Suddenly, you hear some commotion outside.
Uh-oh.
It's not a very good idea to stick.
Okay, fine. Can't get any cocaine. Well, let's go. What's going on outside? Holy cow!
Rick!
Be careful, Ben. This thing means business. Alright, you stinking ape. Get ready to meet whatever crazy entity made you.
What? You're going to shoot it?
Well, yeah.
Do you know how much the Smithsonian would pay to have one of these things on display? I can make enough money to get out of this swamp and start a real life.
But I thought you said you liked being a park ranger.
You try spending your days being bitten by mosquitoes and lectured by smelly old hippies and tell me how you'd like it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to shoot this animal.
Rick, look out!
Smelly old hippies. You're the one who wanted the freaking shaman necklace. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, let's get out of here.
After running for what feels like hours, you finally seem to have lost the Skunk Ape. Now it's just a question of finding your way out of this forest. There seems to be a steady plume of smoke coming from somewhere to the north.
Let's follow it. Maybe there's someone who can help us. Hey, let's take a look.
You've arrived at a small cabin. It looks to have been here for quite some time. It's a shabby wooden door.
Well, I'm sure the person inside is trustworthy. Let's get some help.
You decide to see if anyone is home.
Just a minute. No, could that be at this time of night? Who is it?
My name's Ben Jordan. I'm being chased by a giant monster.
Oh, yeah. That sounded perfectly reasonable.
Crazy kid. Alright, hold on a sec. Come on in.
Thanks, sir. I really appreciate you letting me in.
Call me Jed. You ain't from around these parts, are you?
No, actually, I'm not.
So what are you doing out in the woods this late at night?
Have you ever heard of the Skunk Ape?
Did you say the Skunk Ape was chasing you?
Yeah, you know about it?
Boy, you've been living in the woods as long as I have. You've seen everything. How'd the Skunk Ape find you anyway?
Well, I found him, actually. I was looking for his lair with a ranger from the park.
I see. And did you find it?
Yeah, we were looking into that when the Skunk Ape showed up and killed the ranger.
You don't say. Well, Ben, I'm gonna go call a friend of mine. He'll be able to help you get out of here and back to safety. Make yourself at home in the meantime. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that guy's not creepy or suspicious at all.
Jed disappears into the next room. You're left with a somewhat uneasy feeling, particularly because you thought you noticed his attitude change a bit when you mentioned the Skunk Ape's lair.
I'm sure that was just his imagination.
Looking out the window, you see the dark forest outside. It makes you glad to be in here. It's the cabin's somewhat shabby wooden front door. There's a medium-sized wooden chair on a rug in front of the fireplace. It's a fireplace made of stones. A large fire is crackling in the fireplace.
Most exciting cabin ever.
You haven't got time to sit down in front of the fire right now. You don't want to burn yourself.
Says who?
You'd rather not get too close to the fireplace.
Alright, well, let's see what he's up to. Oh,
Well,
no.
I guess I should have told you not to come in here when I said make yourself at home.
Wait a minute, those were your drugs in the Skunk Ape's lair?
That's right. I was wondering how you'd managed to get away. Usually the Skunk Ape manages to protect my stash from anyone who gets too close.
So you've been using the Skunk Ape to guard your drugs? How?
It's pretty simple, really. I go into the city and steal the drugs for myself off the ships in the port. Then I hide them out here in the middle of the woods where the police wouldn't think to come look. One day I happened to find the Skunk Ape's lair. It was going to do me in until I remembered I had some cocaine in my pocket.
Don't tell me you...
Yep, I gave the Skunk Ape a little taste and he loved it. From that day forward, he was like a big stinky pet.
That's so cruel.
So I took advantage and started using his cave. I even managed to get an electronic collar on him so I could give him a little shock if it gets out of control. Or if I need to give him a call. Like right now.
You're a sick bastard, you know that?
I've been called worse. Now say hello to my little friend.
Never trust neckbeards with mullets, I'm telling you. Uh-oh. Alright, so here, this is the only place you can actually die in the game. Now, there's some things you might want to try, look in your inventory, but the solution is simple. You want to beat the bad guy? We have the best weapon right here.
Thinking quickly, you lunge towards the table.
That's right, people. Cocaine! That did the job.
Ben, you back already? What happened?
It's a long story, but the Skunk Ape won't be a problem anymore.
What about Rick?
He didn't make it.
What a shame. Well, I guess you've done your job, so I'll write you a check for your services.
Thanks, Ernie. I'd stick around, but I'm in a desperate need of a shower.
Alright, Ben. Take care of yourself.
Man, Christopher Walken, you're pretty calm about this whole
So
thing.
that's how I broke into the whole paranormal investigating thing. And managed to survive it. Needless to say, the next few months will be filled with more mysteries and danger than I ever thought possible. But those are stories for another time.
So yeah, that's it. That's the game. The first one, which honestly isn't that great. Remember, it's Grudislav's first time making a game, this one, so of course it's not the greatest. When further into the series, they get pretty good, but I figured I'd start at the beginning. But really, this might as well have been called Ben Jordan Makes a Necklace. But, really, once you get further along in the games, the voice acting gets a lot better, the story writing is a lot better, we actually aren't sent on so many arbitrary fetch quests. So yeah, and remember that there was that question of, why was the Skunk Ape acting up? It talks about the cocaine and everything, but there's more to it than that. But we won't discover that for a while. Yeah, 3 episodes. I didn't expect it to be this short. I was thinking like 5, but dang. Forgot how short this game was. The next game is, I guess twice as long, which I guess isn't saying much, and it's a bit better than this one. It has a lot more humor and a lot bit more entertaining. But it really gets good when we get to the third one, Southern Location. So yeah, we get, and luckily since this is the special edition, we get a little extra scene at the end.
Signore, I have good news. We've found another one.
Excellent.
What's going on?